And it was only at about the age of 27 did I figure out the root cause of that fatigue. And I remember when that happened and when I found the solution, it was such an emotional time for me because, on the one hand, I was so grateful that for the first time in my life, I was experiencing what I was supposed to feel like, what it meant to live with energy. On the other hand, I was so angry because the solution was so simple, yet I felt that I'd wasted my life up till that point struggling and living less than, because nobody up till that point had helped me to figure out what was causing this horrible fatigue. And fatigue comes in many forms, and I'm going to dive into all of that with you today. But the solutions, the things that I did to regain my energy is exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. When you live with chronic fatigue, it is very difficult, and the people around you do not understand that. We are very hard on ourselves when we have fatigue. At least I can speak from my own experience. I always used to think I was a lazy person, and I hated that because my mind, I wanted to do things, but to get my physical body to do it was so difficult. The smallest of chores, washing the dishes, making my bed, all these things felt harder than what they needed to be. And I said to myself, I must just be a very lazy person. And it was frustrating. And the people around you won't understand if you are somebody who deals with chronic fatigue. Nobody around you will understand it unless you've gone through it yourself. It is absolutely debilitating. The smallest tasks take the most amount of mental and physical energy to get yourself to do it. So hopefully we're going to come up with a lot of solutions for you today and a lot of answers. Put in the chat, what is something that you want to get out? What are you hoping to get out of today's masterclass? Let's see, I want to make sure that I cover this, and we're going to be going for about 60 minutes, and there will be time for Q&A at the end. So throughout this masterclass, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I will come back at the end and answer them, and then we can do some live questions towards the end. Just curious. Okay. How many people do we have on today? 18. Awesome. All right. Well, let me get started. For those of you who this is your first one, bear with me. When it comes to technology, everybody else who's been on here a few times knows that there's a glitch here and there. It happens. Team, I'm going to let you know ahead of time. I was doing a presentation last week, and midway through, I came straight back in. It took a couple minutes, but I was able to come back in. So if that happens today, please do not leave the Zoom room. Either just try rejoin the meeting or stay in the meeting room if it does allow you to stay in. I promise you I will be right back. I'll jump onto my hotspot if I need to, but I will be right back. So hopefully, touch wood, that's not going to happen tonight, but if it does, you know why. All right, welcome to the Energy Solution Masterclass. For those of you who are not very familiar with me, just a little bit of my background. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist and functional medicine health coach. As mentioned, I'm the co-founder and formulator of Vitamin G Nutraceuticals, and I also own another company called Unlimited You Holistic Health Coaching, where I work with clients on a private basis to help them overcome digestive issues and autoimmune conditions. What got me into this work was my own 15-year battle with metabolic syndrome, IBS, chronic fatigue, inflammation, and autoimmune conditions. And through functional medicine, nutrition, and lifestyle change, I was able to heal my body, and I'm now on a very big mission to help other people to do the same so that you can also regain your quality of life. At Vitamin G, we've helped thousands of people all over the country regain their quality of life already. And I have 3 very real addictions. That is hot yoga, acupuncture, and tacos. I'm an avid traveler, and one of my favorite things in the world to do is a beach day with friends or family, loved ones. Just sit in the sand, sun, have some laughs, and have a good day outside. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your current energy level? 1 being zero energy and 10 being an energizer bunny. Let me know in the chat, please. Let's gauge where you all at. 2, 2, 5, 6, 6, 3, 5 to 6, 5. Okay. So a couple on a little bit higher and a lot in the sort of mid to low range, which also, considering the time of year that we are in, is to be expected. And this is why I chose to do a masterclass on energy, because in November, often even from September, we like start to feel the weight of the year on us. And I don't want anybody to feel in a space of burnout. It's normal to feel a bit more tired towards the end of the year, but you don't want to reach a state of burnout. And it's my hope for you that through what you're going to learn today, with implementing these things, you are going to go into the new year with high energy levels and be able to maintain that throughout the year so you don't find yourself in the same position this time next year, really fatigued at a state of burnout. What steals your energy, guys? What do you think is the thing, whether you are sitting on a 1, a 2, a 5, a 6, what is the thing that really steals your energy or drains your energy? Put it in the chat. Stress, family, lack of sleep, worry, kids, what is it? Overwhelm, lack of sleep. My body feels like it's running on empty. Bad quality sleep. Stress and not being able to go to bed. Okay. So a lot of sleep is coming up. I did a masterclass last month on how to create healthy quality sleep. If you didn't watch that, I recommend you guys do take a minute to go through it. If you want access to that masterclass, write the word sleep in the chat and we will make sure that somebody on the team sends you a link to access that masterclass. Now, thyroid medication not always working. Yes, that's a very interesting one. Okay, makes sense. The thing about energy, well, hang on, I'll come to that now. Where does energy come from, guys? Put it in the chat. Where do we get energy? Food, sleep. Where else? Besides food giving us energy and sleep giving us energy, is there anything else you can think of? Exercise, yes. The sun, yes, very true. The sun gives us energy. Supplements, good habits, yes. Really good habits. What kind of good habits? Okay. There's one thing that ATP, I love it. Yes, Judy, we're going to dive deep into ATP today, but what gives us the ATP? So that's what we're going to learn. The one thing that nobody has mentioned here is our mind and our thoughts. Our thoughts can either give us energy or they can steal our energy. Think about this. If you are emotional, if you are worried, if you are stressed about something, you feel very low. If you are sad, feeling low, depressed, you have no energy. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to make yourself food. You don't want to speak to people. You've got no energy to do anything. Yet if something good happens, if you are feeling very low and down and you get a phone call and somebody says, I don't know, your child is coming to visit from overseas, or you got a promotion or you won the lotto or whatever the case is. Somebody, if you're single, somebody you like has called you and asked you on a date, like whatever that looks like, all of a sudden you are filled with so much energy. You want to get off the couch, you want to get showered, you want to get out there, you want to live life. When you get good news and when you are filled with happiness, you don't have to eat anything. You don't have to move your body. Immediately, your energy levels shoot up because of your mental state, because of your thoughts and your emotions. So don't underestimate the power of your thoughts and emotions on either giving you energy, creating energy, or in stealing and draining your energy. I see there's a lot of questions about ATP, guys. We are going to get into that, I promise you. So what you need to understand, if you are somebody like everybody in this room that needs and wants more energy, because the highest number right now is a 6. If you want to create more energy, if you want more energy, these are the things that you need to understand. Where energy comes from. If we need more of it, we need to know where it comes from. You need to understand what steals your energy so that you can start to reduce that. If you don't know what the energy thieves are, how do you start to remove them from your life? And then lastly, how do we create more energy consistently? It's one thing to know where energy comes from. It's another thing to know how to then go and create more of it. If you want more money, you know where money comes from. You know what money is. But if you want more of it, you need to know how to create it. You need to go out there and do whatever needs to happen in order to create more money. So these are the 4 aspects you need to understand. So step 1, how do we make energy? These are 2, I hope you guys can see this okay. Let me, Select, you are somebody I can see on camera. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see this Okay, great. So when we eat, real brief, when we eat food, it goes through in your mouth, it starts to be digested, it goes down your esophagus, it gets into your stomach, where it is mixed with stomach acid to break down your food. From your stomach, it then goes into your small intestine, and your liver and your pancreas and all these other organs are pushing digestive enzymes into your gut, into your small intestine, that starts to break down this food even further and release the nutrients in your food. The steak does not give you energy. The nutrients inside the steak give you energy, the B12, the iron, the magnesium. That's what gives you the energy, not the steak. So your body needs to be able to break down the food in order to access those nutrients. Your food then goes into your large intestine, where nutrients are absorbed, and the waste, the byproducts, are put together with water and everything that forms your stool, and then it is excreted from your body. Now that is the start of the digestive, or that's the digestive process. Now, if we look at the image on the right-hand side, this is talking specifically about carbs and glucose, but this is your intestine. This is your gut lining. This is where leaky gut comes in, which we've discussed before. That's a big problem for a lot of people. But now your nutrients, your vitamins and your minerals and your glucose and all this kind of stuff, glucose is sugar, goes through your gut, through your colon lining, into your bloodstream once it's been broken down. From your bloodstream, it then has to be absorbed into your cells. These here are your cells. This is where the things have to happen. If you are eating the steak, you're not going to have energy until it gets into your cell. Now, just because the nutrients are in the cell doesn't mean it's going to work yet. So once it's in the cell, this is where the magic happens. Inside your cell, you have little organisms called mitochondria. Who remembers this from biology? The powerhouse of the cell. Every single cell has mitochondria in it. Am I recording here? Yes. Every single cell has mitochondria. Now, what happens is your mitochondria will take the food on one end, the food that you've just eaten, the nutrients from that steak, for example, or steak's a bad example. Let's say like potatoes, like the glucose or the healthy fats from the avocado that you've eaten, is going to come in on this side. The mitochondria is then going to pull other nutrients that it needs, and it's going to pull oxygen, and it's going to transform everything, the food, into a form of energy that the body can use, and that is your ATP. And that is what is spat out on the other side. So your food goes in this side, it goes through a transformation process, and out the other side spits ATP. And that is the energy that we can use. So it doesn't matter how much food you are eating. What matters is how much ATP the body is producing, because that is where your energy is going to come from. Those are the soldiers, those are the workhorses in the body that's going to do all the work. The more ATP you have, the more energy you have. It's as simple as that. Now, every cell in the body has mitochondria, but depending where in the body, you would have more mitochondria than others. Now, for example, and these are just random numbers here, but for example, a cell in your bicep might have 10 mitochondria, whereas a cell in your brain might have 1,000 mitochondria, because your brain needs more energy constantly than your bicep needs. So go into the chat, and out of curiosity, what part of the body do you think has the most mitochondria? Like, that means it needs the most amount of energy in order to function. Lizzie, the gut, the liver, gut or brain, digestive system. Okay, gut, heart, and lungs. All right, now, what do you think is the organ that has the second highest concentration of mitochondria? Put 2 and the organ next to it. Come on, guys. What's the, if you said the first highest is the gut or digestive system, what's the second? Brain? Okay. Liver. You guys are not far off here. But when I learned this a long time ago, I was blown away. The heart, the digestive system. Okay. Excuse the quality of this next picture. It is not great, but it's the best one that I could find. Look at this. Your liver has 19% of your mitochondria. Your liver has a higher concentration of mitochondria than your brain has, which is not surprising when you understand how important the liver and detoxification system is. This is why in traditional Chinese medicine, the liver is known as the general of the body, because it's like the most important organ when it comes to traditional Chinese medicine. It is constantly at work for us. It has, not only does it need to filter out toxins constantly, internal and external toxins, but it has over 600 functions in the body. It helps us regulate blood sugar. It produces cholesterol. It creates hormones, digestive enzymes. So the liver needs more energy to function, has a bigger responsibility than the brain at 17%. Your digestive system is up there, 10%. Your heart is only at 8%, surprisingly enough. And then your muscles, and this is grouping all of it, like your biceps and your quads and your hammies and your glutes, everything all together makes up 20% of the mitochondria in your body. So again, I guess that also could play into, if you think about why resistance training and building, working those muscles is so much more important for longevity than doing your cardio. They both have a place. They both contribute to wellness. But when you look at the mitochondrial health and the concentration of mitochondria, when there's 20% in our muscles, we definitely want to be prioritizing some resistance training over your cardio. But this is just to give you an idea of the breakdown. of mitochondria in the body. The interesting thing is when your body, how do I say this? Your body will constantly create new mitochondria. So, for example, I'm just going to use your biceps again. If there are 10 mitochondria per bicep or per cell in your biceps, and all of a sudden you start doing a little bit of exercise and you get a small dumbbell and you start lifting some weights, or a resistance band and you start lifting some weights, the body is going to say, okay, that part of the body, that muscle needs more energy because it is being used more. Let's create more mitochondria in each of those bicep cells. Now, instead of 10 mitochondria per cell, now you have 20 mitochondria per cell, which means you can eat more food because there's more mitochondria to process that. And you have now doubled your energy output because you have created more mitochondria through movement. If you are walking more, your calf muscles are going to work, and the body's going to say, okay, we need more mitochondria in the calf muscles. All of a sudden, you start doubling your energy output. Say yes or no in the chat if this is making sense. So back to your mitochondria, just to understand, the more food we are putting in, the more ATP we are getting out. So when you have more mitochondria, you can eat more food and you will have more energy output. Now, once the nutrients have entered that cell, and if we look at this funnel, now your nutrients from the food, let's say it's your proteins and your healthy fats, because, or not your proteins, sorry, your sugar, your glucose, and your healthy fats. That is the preferred fuel for mitochondria, is specifically healthy fats. Protein is not there as an energy source. Protein is there as a repair source. It helps to repair the body, any damage. It helps to build some muscle. It helps to repair damage. It repairs our DNA. Our DNA is made up of protein. So the intention of protein is as a source for repair. Fuel, energy, comes from healthy fats and glucose. Glucose is sugar, guys. It's carbs. Carbohydrates are broken down into sugar and broken down into glucose in the body. That can be an apple. That can be a candy bar. That can be a slice of bread. That can be a potato or rice. It's all carbs. It's all broken down into the same thing, which is sugar and glucose. So the mitochondria will use glucose as fuel. It will also use healthy fats. So fats found in meat, in avocados, in nuts, in seeds, in salmon, your healthy fats in olive oil. Glucose is very easy to burn. It is very easy to metabolize and produce ATP, but it is dirty fuel. It is not very efficient, and there is a lot of metabolic byproduct created when we are fueling our body with glucose. So what I mean is, think about when you are driving your car. In order for the car to run on the fuel that you've put petrol in your car, and in order for the car to use that petrol and to run, to perform its duty, there are exhaust fumes that are spewed out the back as a byproduct of the car running, of burning this fuel. And it's the same thing that's happening in our cells. When we convert food to energy, there is metabolic byproduct. This is called free radicals, or also what we call oxidative stress. Now, when we are using carbs or sugar or glucose for energy, we have a very high amount of oxidative stress, of free radicals. These are toxic. It's waste. It's nonsense. We don't want it. And we have a very high amount. Whereas if we use Fats for fuel, the mitochondria love fat. That is like premium fuel. I don't know what the different fuel sources are now. I think you've got like 93 or 97 or something like that. The premium clean fuel. That's actually going to give your car more kilometers per liter. That is the healthy fats. We are going to get much better energy, cleaner energy, more ATP energy, and less oxidative stress, less free radicals when we are eating healthy fats. Healthy fats, not unhealthy fats, compared to if we are eating glucose. So that's the one thing I need you guys to understand about energy and mitochondria is that fat, healthy fat, is a much cleaner fuel. When we have high levels of oxidation or these free radicals, because it's toxins in the body now has to take this ATP energy and use it to get rid of all the free radicals. So you've just created the energy, but you can't use that to function because it's all being used to get rid of all the metabolic waste. So you want to fuel your body right. I'm not saying that carbs are bad and you should never be eating carbs. Don't get me wrong, they have their place. But just know that your body prefers to be fueled by fats, and you want your mitochondria to be healthy enough to use carbs and to use fat for fuel. So if you understand the food source, we know the preferred fuel is fat, but it can also function on carbs. What are the nutrients that your mitochondria need in order to make the ATP? The end goal here, guys, is more ATP. If you want more energy, you need more ATP. That is the end goal. So, vital nutrients for mitochondrial energy production is, of course, your fuel, which I spoke about, your healthy fats, your omegas, and then your glucose, which is carbs or sugar. It is B vitamins, magnesium, vitamin D, CoQ10, iron, selenium. Take a screenshot of this if you want. L-carnitine, water, and oxygen. Antioxidants are needed because antioxidants are protection. This is what I've just explained. A byproduct of ATP production is free radicals or your oxidative stress. They're toxic, they cause inflammation in the body, and they accelerate aging. Free radicals and oxidative stress age you faster. The reason we get wrinkles is oxidative stress. The reason we get lines on our hands and our neck when we start aging is oxidative stress. And the thing that combats that oxidative stress is what we call antioxidants. So the more antioxidants you have, the more your body is able to neutralize those free radicals, that oxidative stress, and get it out the body so that we don't have this accelerated aging. This is why you will see on a lot of beauty products, they market as having enriched with antioxidants. So you can put it on your face and your lotion and your moisturizers and your creams and everything. Guys, why are we putting it on our face? Why don't we just put it in our body so that we don't have the wrinkles in the first place, so that we combat the oxidative stress initially, like at the source, instead of just putting this on our face as like a marketing thing to say there's anti-aging antioxidants in our face cream. No, put it in your body, put it in the cell. And again, healthy fats, less oxidative stress, less aging, less inflammation, less toxicity. Carbs and glucose, higher oxidative stress. So these are the nutrients. If you don't have these nutrients, you will not create efficiently any ATP. Therefore, you will be tired because the body cannot make ATP. Out of all these nutrients that I've just mentioned, these are the most common that we see. Not everybody is deficient in selenium or L-carnitine. I've never actually put anybody on an L-carnitine supplement at all. But these are the most common deficiencies, which is your omegas, your healthy fats. We are not eating enough healthy fat. and we are eating too many inflammatory fats, your omega-6s, not your omega-3s. B vitamins, magnesium, vitamin D. Did you know that 70% of people are deficient in magnesium? That was the biggest game changer for me with my energy. That and methylated B vitamins. It was an absolute game changer for my fatigue. Vitamin D, 80 to 85% of the population is deficient, even though you're living in sunny South Africa. It doesn't matter when 90% of your time is spent indoors. For some people, up to 95%. It's actually very scary. Water, sorry, antioxidants shouldn't be on here, but we are a bit more deficient in antioxidants because people are not eating whole foods. Your antioxidants, I should mention, come from whole foods. They come from anything that's got bright color. So your berries, your colorful berries, your think beets or beetroot that's got that really rich red color, red cabbage, sweet potatoes, anything that's got a really rich color is super high in antioxidants. And then your spices are really good forms of antioxidants as well. Water, a lot of us are very dehydrated. We should be drinking at an absolute minimum is 2 liters, and that's still not really efficient. For most people, we need about 2.5 to 3 liters. And a tiny little bit of salt in the water, because that salt is what allows the water to get from the bloodstream into your cells. You can drink 2 liters of water a day and still be dehydrated if the nutrients don't get into your cell. And this is a big problem for a lot of people, is that they might be eating okay, but they might not be able to absorb the nutrients that they are taking in. Then we look at CoQ10 and iron. I've put a little asterisk next to these because, yes, they are common, but not for everybody. The first few I mentioned, almost every single person needs more of these. However, CoQ10 is produced naturally in the body. This production declines with age, and CoQ10 is, like I said, it's needed by the mitochondria for energy. It declines with age. So if you're over the age of 50, you should probably be supplementing with CoQ10. It is something I have used in my life, but periodically. It's not something I take every day, but I'll go through phases of maybe for a month or two using CoQ10, then I stop. And also if you're on medication, so certain medications like high cholesterol medication, your statins, actually shuts off your body's production of CoQ10. And not only is it an energy molecule, but it is protective of your heart and it's protective of your brain. So what happens is people get onto these statin medications, the CoQ10 shuts down, their energy goes down, their heart weakens, and their cognitive function, their brain function starts to decline because there isn't any CoQ10. So if you're older, if you're struggling with chronic fatigue, or if you are on like statin drugs, you should be using CoQ10. And then iron. Iron is not something, you have to be careful if you supplement with iron. You should only ever supplement with it if you have done blood tests and that it's shown that you are deficient, because you can reach a state of iron toxicity very, very fast. So be careful when supplementing with iron, and only do it if you know that you need it. This is exactly why with Inflammation Shield, we put these nutrients into Inflammation Shield. We actually, when I was naming it, we were just debating whether we should target it on with the name with inflammation or energy, because it is so powerful for mitochondrial health and energy production. The B vitamins, the magnesium, the vitamin D, the antioxidants are all inside Inflammation Shield. You're obviously drinking it with water, and then the balance oil is your omega-3. We do not put iron in any of our supplements, purely because of the fact that I said if you don't know that you need it, you can reach a state of toxicity very easily. We don't have CoQ10 in this blend. However, we do have a blend coming out next year with CoQ10, which I'm so excited about, but I'm not going to talk too much about it. I cannot wait for this to come out. It is going to be an absolute game changer in the wellness field in South Africa, something that has never been seen or done before here. So I'm really excited about that. Keep a look out in your emails. So I hope take a screenshot of this as well, because this is something like you guys need to be looking at these deficiencies. I supplement with every single one of these things every day, except for the CoQ10 and the iron. So if there is a breakdown in any one of these steps that I've just mentioned, you will not create enough energy to function. The breakdowns are if you are not eating the right foods, if you are not fueling your body properly, if you are not eating enough healthy fats, if you're not eating, if you're eating too many carbs and creating too much oxidative stress, if you are eating processed foods that's void of all these nutrients, if you're not fueling your body right, if you're driving a car, if your car takes petrol, it is fueled by petrol, but you won't go and put diesel in the tank, you are going to cause so much damage to that car. It's not going to go very far, if anywhere at all. And you are going to spend so much time and money trying to fix it, which is going to be a hell of an inconvenience for you. And it's the exact same thing with our body. We fuel our body wrong. We put the wrong fuel into our body. It starts to break down. We get frustrated. We have to spend a lot of money. We get mentally in a bad space because our health is declining, and it's very inconvenient. But we don't think, is it maybe the fuel? Am I putting the right fuel in my body? So, breakdown number 1. Breakdown number 2. Are you unable to break down or absorb your food? So let's go back to this. Is the breakdown over here? If you are slightly digesting your food, this is where gut imbalances come in. This is why your gut health plays such a big role in energy. There's a saying that you are what you eat, and that's not very accurate. It's more accurate to say you are what you absorb, because you could be eating a super healthy diet, but if you have a sick gut and your gut cannot break down that avocado or that steak to access the healthy fats, to access the magnesium, then it doesn't matter like what you're eating. It's just going to go right through you. You're going to eliminate it. If you have broken down and accessed those nutrients, but you're dealing with leaky gut here and an inability to absorb, those nutrients, again, will go out in your poop. They're not going to get into the bloodstream. So this is where a big breakdown is coming in your gut health. Once the nutrients are in your bloodstream, are they able to be absorbed into your cell? We've got to look at absorption. If you have high inflammation in your body, your cell walls are so hard and rigid that the nutrients can't penetrate into them. You need soft cells, fluid cells, that the nutrients can penetrate. And that comes down, like I say, to your inflammation level. We need omega-3s and vitamin D to keep these cell membranes healthy so nutrients can penetrate them. And the metabolic waste, the oxidative stress and the toxins can get from in the cell, can get out, can penetrate out the cell to be pushed out of the body. So we need the omegas and we need vitamin D. Otherwise, you're not going to get nutrients in and you're going to have a buildup of toxins in your cell that can't get out. So that is disruption or breakdown number 2, is the inability to absorb your food. Number 3, you've got to ask yourself, do you have the nutrients? Oh, sorry, number 3, I've just mentioned, nutrients are unable to penetrate your cells. That's what I'm explaining about inflammation. And then breakdown number 4, nutrient deficiencies for mitochondrial ATP production. Let's say you are eating a super healthy diet. You have a healthy gut, so the nutrients are getting in. You're supplementing with omega-3, so your cell membranes are really healthy and the nutrients are getting into your cell. That's awesome. But you still don't have enough magnesium. Or let's look at this. You're deficient still in magnesium or your methylated B vitamins. Now your body's got the fuel coming in on this side, but it's skipping some of the nutrients. Therefore, instead of 4 ATP molecules, you maybe have 1 ATP molecule coming out. Therefore, you are deficient in energy. Therefore, you are fatigued. Okay, put it in the chat for me. Say yes if this is making sense. Say no if it's not. Is this helpful, guys? Say I don't know if you don't know. Yes. Okay. Mind blown. That's what I like to hear. Oh, I'm drinking my inflammation shield now. It's midday for me. I'm only just kind of getting started. So my inflammation shield gets me going through the afternoon without having any energy crashes. Okay. Step 2. We've now sorted out the energy. You know, you're fueling your body. You have the right nutrients. You're absorbing your food because you've got a healthy gut. Things are good. We're looking good here. But we still don't have any energy, or we don't have enough energy. Now we've got to ask, okay, what is stealing my energy? Because the ATP is being produced, it's being spat out, but it's being used somewhere, it's being stolen somewhere that I cannot use it. I can't use it to exercise, I can't use it to think. It's being taken by something else. So these are the common energy thieves. Inflammatory foods. Everything is energy. Everything takes energy. Energy doesn't disappear. It is just transformed. You cannot, like, energy doesn't disappear. Think of water becomes steam when it's boiled, right? Like, energy is transferred, but it doesn't disappear. So energy, things don't happen without energy. Creating inflammation, which is like soldiers in the body that go out and fight, or firefighters that go out and fight fire in the body. That takes energy. So if you are eating foods that are triggering the body to create inflammation, all that ATP that's being made is going to be used to fuel the soldiers, the inflammation. Blood sugar imbalances will steal your energy. When you eat a lot of carbs and not enough protein and healthy fats, your blood sugar spikes. It's like a roller coaster, and it goes up really, really, really fast, and you have a bit of an energy high. And I don't mean a sugar rush. I mean just you actually have some energy because you've now had this massive blood sugar rise. But everything that goes up must come down. And as fast as it went up is as fast as it's going to come down. And then you are going to have a massive energy crash. This is why if you're starting your day with coffee, with sugar or honey in it, even tea and honey, that is a blood sugar spike. Then maybe you're having a couple of rusks or digestive cookies with your tea or coffee in the morning. Maybe you're having a bowl of oatmeal. Like, this is all just carbs. So you have this massive sugar spike in the morning, which raises your cortisol, it raises your insulin, it raises all these, raises inflammation. And then all of a sudden you have this big crash. And that's why, like, by 10, 11 o'clock, now you're tired, now you're hungry, now you've got cravings, because you have this roller coaster. So maybe you're grabbing some toast or a bagel or I don't know, a sandwich for lunch with cheese and jam or whatever. There's your blood sugar up again. And then it comes down, then you have an afternoon crash. Like, this is creating a lot of energy. This is stealing a lot of your energy, and it's creating an absolute nightmare inside the body. Autoimmune conditions will steal your energy. It's one of those energy thieves, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. Just because you have an autoimmune condition doesn't mean that you have to live with fatigue. But yes, fatigue is a symptom of autoimmune. And being tired because you are deficient in nutrients, and being tired because you are dealing with something like fibromyalgia or Hashimoto's, are two very different things. Very different things, very different levels of fatigue. Or dealing with daily fatigue and having actual chronic fatigue syndrome, CFS, two very, very different things, different levels of fatigue. Lack of quality sleep, stealing your energy. An unhealthy gut, food intolerances and sensitivities, stealing your energy. If you eat something that you're intolerant to, whether it's gluten or dairy or sugar or spinach or chickpeas, people are intolerant to a whole bunch of different things. It's going to be stealing your energy. Toxin buildup in a sluggish liver. If you have too many toxins in the body, all that ATP is going to be used to try and fight the toxins and get rid of it. It's not going to be used to help you think or move. Impaired methylation. Let me come to that at the end. But hidden infections is going to steal your energy. So if you've got a parasite or a virus, did you know that 70% of adults have a parasite that they are unaware of, are walking around with a parasite they're unaware of? That is a stat from the US. I can guarantee you now it is higher in South Africa than what it is here. Just consider the amount of like raw meat of biltong we eat all the time. Like imagine the amount of parasites that we get. I'm not saying don't eat biltong. I love biltong. I'm just saying that there's a very high chance that you've got a parasite in your body stealing your energy. Mental health disruptions. So worry, anxiety, depression, low moods, high stress, all these things are going to steal your energy. And then lack of movement and exercise. Guys, movement is energy. Like it takes energy to move your body. Like I said, the more you exercise, the more mitochondria you have. But if we are not moving our body enough, we are not producing energy. You need to move. Think of like kinetic energy, that energy in motion. I don't have a clear glass now, but how do I show this to you? This water is like still in here. The moment you move it around, you'll see there's bubbles and it starts swirling like this. You create energy through movement. So one of the best things you can do, and I know it's tricky because when you're tired, the last thing you want to do is exercise, but it is the best, fastest solution to get energy. Don't grab a cup of coffee when you are feeling tired. Literally go for a 5-minute walk or do 10 jumping jacks. I guarantee you, just try it next time. Try it. If you're tired, do 10 jumping jacks with all your might and see how you feel if your energy is recovered. And then stress-related hormonal issues will also steal your energy. So if you've got cortisol imbalances, insulin imbalances, all this stuff due to high stress. Now, when I talk about impaired methylation, this is a big problem. 46% of the population have an impaired methylation pathways. Let me go back to this. If we look at this diagram of the mitochondria, it said methylation marks on the DNA. So your body, as in this production of food to energy, your body goes through this methylation process. Methylation is part of energy production. It's basically, and this works with your B vitamins. So the body takes the B vitamin, your B12, and it methylates it into a different form that can be used to make ATP. This is a normal human process that we do. If you have what we call a SMP, which is like a genetic impairment, a mutation on your genes, your body does not methylate. It cannot methylate. This is a problem because you're going to be tired. You can't make energy if your body can't transform that B vitamin. Methylation also protects us from disease. If you have a problem with your methylation, you are at higher risk of developing autoimmune conditions. Now, most people are not testing their genetics, but 46% of the population does not methylate. I'm one of those people. And this is why I push methylation so much, because like I said, when I was 27 and I found the root cause of my fatigue, it was down to methylation and a magnesium deficiency. My whole life, I'd never been methylating. And the simple solution was for me to take a B vitamin that is already methylated. Therefore, my body doesn't have to do it. My body like skips that step. And all of a sudden, I had energy because for the first time in my life, my body had the methylated nutrients that it needs. Unfreaking believable. I suffered for 27 years and all I had to do was take a methylated B vitamin. It's nuts. 46% of the population has this. No wonder when you talk to everybody, how are you doing? Fine, I'm just tired, I'm stressed and I'm tired. Yes, you're tired because you're probably not methylating. You don't have enough ATP. So start using methylated B vitamins. And that is exactly in all of our blends. We don't use regular nutrients. We only use methylated nutrients, methylated B12 and B9. If you are somebody who doesn't methylate, then again, like I say, it does set you up, put you at higher risk for developing autoimmune conditions. It doesn't mean that you will develop one. It just means you are at higher risk. So when you take methylated nutrients, you basically turn off those disease triggering genes and you turn on your disease protective genes. So methylation is really important, guys. Out of these that I've mentioned here, there are 12. Put in the chat, how many do you have? You don't have to tell me which ones they are. There's 12. How many energy thieves do you have? Come on, guys. Pop it in the chat, please. I probably have about 3 of these at the moment. I guess it changes week to week. 7, almost all of them. 9! Oh my goodness, no wonder we're so tired. Okay. Let's see. 3, 4. So some not too bad. When you've got just a few, we can work on just a few. We can work on all of them, even if you've got 12. So take a screenshot, make a note of the ones that's currently stealing your energy so you can start to remove them. So you can start to manage them. You can't remove the shitty boss at work that is causing your stress, but you can put things in place to help release that stress. You can do mindset work so you can better manage whatever the boss is doing or saying, whatever that case is, like whatever your stress is. We can't remove all the stress. If the stress is food sensitivities, that we've got full control over removing and repairing the gut so you don't have those food sensitivities. But you can start to work on these things one by one. You want to find and treat the root cause of your fatigue, not the symptom. We don't just want to get onto like a BioPlus and to give us energy or have 8 cups of coffee. We want to find and treat the root cause of your symptom. Fatigue is a symptom. What is the root cause? You want to go upstream to treat downstream. Conventional medicine treats downstream, it treats the symptoms. We don't care about the symptoms. If we fix what's upstream, these symptoms are going to go away on its own. And you're going to optimize your health in the process, which is really exciting. The only side effect of doing this naturally is benefits, not side effects to other organs. So what you want to focus on here to create energy, to have optimal energy levels, in summary, you want to focus on creating a healthy gut so that you are breaking down and absorbing your food. You want to reduce the toxic burden on your body, because if you have too many toxins, all your energy is going to be used to manage and eliminate toxins. You want to decrease your inflammation because that is stealing your energy, stealing your resources. You want to be looking after your mitochondria. What do my mitochondria need to be healthy? Water, oxygen, methylated B vitamins, vitamin D. Look after your mitochondria. Exercise. And then getting enough sleep. Sleep is there for many reasons. We don't even know, as advanced as we have become in medicine, we still don't fully understand sleep. But what we do know is it helps repair the body. The body will not repair if you're not getting deep sleep. It helps to regulate your hormones. It helps to detoxify. The most impactful thing that you can do to detox your body is get quality sleep. It's the only time that our brain ever detoxifies is while we are sleeping. So if you're sleeping 6 or 7 or 8 hours, but it's disruptive, you're not getting into REM sleep or deep sleep, you're not going to be detoxing. You're not going to be repairing. So this is why I encourage you, go watch the sleep masterclass. Working on the one area feeds the other, which is really, really, really cool. When you are getting enough sleep, you are reducing toxins, you are decreasing inflammation, you're cleaning out your gut, you're looking after mitochondria. When you create a healthy gut, you reduce your toxic burden, you decrease inflammation, you improve your sleep. So everything in the body is connected. When you start working on one, the others will improve. Lizzie knows this. Lizzie in here, she's one of my private clients. Dee in here, you're one of my private clients. You know that when we start working on one area, we start decreasing inflammation, all of a sudden the energy improves, the sinus goes away, the sleep improves, all of these things. So what's the fix? How are we doing on time here? Oh, okay, I gotta hurry up. What's the fix? Number one, let's look at the area of nutrition. You want to avoid inflammatory foods. So inflammatory foods are especially your seed oils, your vegetable oil, your canola oil, your sunflower oil, your safflower oil, all these things. Absolutely toxic, toxic, toxic for the body, super inflammatory. Sugar is inflammatory. Any food you are currently sensitive to, if you have a very unhealthy gut, you could be things like beans and chickpeas could be triggering inflammation. That doesn't mean you avoid them forever, but mainly avoid the main inflammatory foods. You can work on your own specific food sensitivities, but you mainly want to avoid the main inflammatory foods. Anything deep fried, guys. No deep fried food, please, or keep it to a minimum. I'm also not saying never have any sugar, or never have anything, like try never have anything deep fried, but you're gonna eat a bit of gluten on occasion. You're gonna eat some seed oils. You're gonna eat a little bit of sugar. It's gonna happen. It's okay, but that's not, like, don't let that be what you do most often. You are a result of what you do 80% of the time. You want to eat 30 grams of protein at every meal. So 30 grams is roughly the size of your palm. Eat more if you want. You can eat up to 50 grams of protein at a meal. It doesn't matter. But consuming 30 grams of protein per meal will stabilize your blood sugar level. And the more stable your blood sugar, the more energy you have. If you've got this up and down, as I explained earlier with your blood sugar, you're going to have severe fatigue. It's going to mess with your hormones. It's actually going to increase oxidative stress when it's like that. So you accelerate aging. When you have up and down blood sugar levels, which if you're not a diabetic, you probably don't pay a lot of attention to your blood sugar. You probably don't know when it's up or when it's down if you're not super connected to your body. So because we don't always have outward symptoms, we don't really think much about this. But our blood sugar is constantly up and down through the day with everything we're eating, the bad foods that we normally eat, that's standard in society. And this is accelerating our aging so much, and disease and our inflammation. That's why everybody's sick all the time. So you want to eat protein to help stabilize your blood sugar. Have a high energy diet. As I said, your mitochondria prefer fat as fuel, not carbs. So ideally, you want to eat a high protein, moderate fat, low carb diet. That is and you can take a screenshot here as well. But as I said, when your body uses fat for fuel instead of carbs, there's less oxidative stress and toxicity, therefore higher energy levels. You want to avoid naked carbs. So if you are going to eat carbs, you want to pair it with a healthy fat or a protein. When you pair the carbs, the sugar, with healthy fats or protein, it's going to slow down the release of sugar into your bloodstream. Therefore, you're not going to have this massive spike. So what that looks like is, instead of a slice of toast, have a slice of toast with some avocado and some egg on top. Or even toast with butter and egg. Like if it's a clean, not margarine, but like a farm butter. And eggs, that's going to stabilize, that's going to prevent this toast or the bread from spiking your blood sugar. If you're going to have banana, maybe put some peanut butter or some almond butter, preferably almond butter. Peanut butter is very inflammatory, so preferably almond butter if you can. on your banana, and that's going to stop your blood sugar spike. So that's what I mean by avoid naked carbs. Always pair it with a fat or a protein. Eat organic where possible, because organic produce is lower in pesticides and they are higher in nutrients. Because your food doesn't have, actually, I'm not going to get into all of that right now, but your organic food is much higher in nutrients because it doesn't have pesticides protecting it. So it has to develop more phytonutrients to protect itself. So your organic food is much, much higher in antioxidants that I spoke about, the protective value, and just in general, your nutrients. So if we're not clogging up our detox pathways with pesticides, you are going to have much higher energy levels. So if we look at this food pyramid, please take a screenshot or a picture of this. This is what a healthy energy and longevity food pyramid looks like. On the right-hand side, let's look at this one. This is what we've pretty much been told to do. The main foundation is bread, cereals, potatoes, grains, whole grains. Eat whole grains, eat whole wheat bread, eat whole grain, eat rice, eat whole grain pasta, eat your potatoes. Blood sugar spike, blood sugar spike, blood sugar spike, oxidative stress, free radicals, poisoning mitochondria. That's the foundation. Then we are told to have 2 to 4 servings of fruits and vegetables. Actually, I think that's a bit higher. I think the average, they say like at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day is at least what I was taught when I was younger. Then you have some milk, cheese, and dairy. Then only your protein and your fish. Right at the top, the thing we need for stabilizing blood sugar levels and for repairing every single cell in our body, for repairing every single strain of DNA, is at the top, saying that we should minimize this. And then sparingly or occasionally, they're telling you to eat fats. Our brain is 60% fat. If we're not giving it enough fat, how do we expect it to function? So this food pyramid is complete nonsense. This food pyramid is what keeps you fat, inflamed, and sick. If you want to have healthy mitochondria and healthy energy levels, you need to eat like the one on the left, which is your non-starchy, low-carb vegetables, herbs, and spices. That's fiber, that's antioxidants. It's not 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. You actually want to be getting 9 to 13, guys. 9 to 13. Now, I know that might sound like a lot. When you know how to do it, it's really not that bad. You might not be getting 13 every day, but you should be getting at least around about 9, 10 servings. Servings is half a cup. If you have one smoothie, you'll get 6 servings. If you have one smoothie for breakfast. If you have one salad with some chicken in it, you will probably get 5 servings just in your lunch salad. Or you make yourself a stir fry for dinner, you'll probably get 5 or 6 servings in a stir fry dinner. So to hit 10 is actually not that difficult when you know how to do it. Then you want your healthy fats, because again, you see, this is mitochondria food. Then you want your protein, and then right at the top is where you want your sort of like sugar foods. That's where you eat your fruit, your beans, your grains, your starchy vegetables like potatoes and pumpkin and that kind of stuff. It's on the food pyramid. We just don't eat it every single day at every single meal. So take a screenshot. That's a energy producing and longevity food pyramid. Now let's look at lifestyle. You want to be getting good quality sleep. Again, like I said earlier, it's not just about quantity, which is 7 to 9 hours. It's about the quality. If you are waking up every few hours, it's not normal to wake up at night, even to go to the bathroom, even to go pee. So if you're waking up, your body is struggling. It's telling you there's something wrong. So you need to get good quality sleep. You want to get morning sunlight. One of the best things you can do for energy, because it helps to regulate your circadian rhythm. If you woke up in the morning and instead of snoozing your alarm 5 times, within the first hour of being awake, if you went outside for 5 minutes, your day is going to be completely different. You're not going to rely on that coffee just to wake up. I remember personally having a few cups of coffee in the morning. I was such a snoozer. I would snooze my alarm for up to like 45 minutes. And then I would race out of bed because I was late. I would forget everything. It was like an absolute hot mess every morning. Then I would get to work, have a few cups of coffee, and only at about 10, 10 in the morning did I feel like I was waking up. And then I would have an energy crash again at like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's ridiculous. Like, that's no way to function. So, getting morning sunlight is going to give you a bigger energy boost than coffee. Have your coffee. I love my coffee. I've actually got coffee with me now that I haven't finished yet. But I'm not drinking coffee to rely on for energy. I drink it because I like the taste. So get morning sunlight. If you can, 15 minutes, otherwise just 5 minutes. And please don't tell me that you are too busy or you can't do it because it's 5 minutes. Everybody is busy. Everybody has responsibilities. Find how you can make it work. If you are leaving the house before the sun comes up, when the sun is up, if you are at the office, can you maybe go outside for 5 minutes? Like, make it work. In some cases, maybe it is totally impossible. But have you exhausted every single option? Is it truly impossible for you to do that? Or are you just not willing to see how you can make it work? And I'm guilty of this as well. And that is that too many of us live in excuses of why we can't do things instead of finding a way and finding ways for us to do them. The next one, get moving more. Oh my goodness, biggest game changer for your energy. Unbelievable. Get moving. That's maybe a walk outside at lunchtime. Instead of having coffee and everything for that afternoon energy dip, like, go outside for 10 minutes and get a little bit of a walk. Maybe you are going to the gym 3 times a week. Maybe you're going for a run. It doesn't matter. But start moving your body more. Sunshine and fresh air are natural energy boosters. And plus, the sunshine enhances your mood and your energy through the vitamin D production. I was reading the wrong one there. As I said earlier, that the mitochondria, the more you exercise, the more mitochondria you will have. The more mitochondria you'll have, the more ATP you have. The more ATP you have, the more energy you have. So it's a very simple system, guys. Creating energy is a very simple system. Just understand the system and start to implement it one by one. Then you can get lab work done as well. I'm not going to run through all the different labs that you can do, but you do want to test things like your iron is always good. Your iron, your ferritin, and your transferrin. You want to check your CRP because that's an inflammatory marker, and then you can get a full thyroid panel done as well. But get the lab work done. If you need guidance on what lab work to do, feel free to reach out to me. We can book a private consultation, and then we can run through things like that. But when you do get lab work done, you want to ensure that you are looking for optimal ranges, not normal ranges. Conventional medicine looks at normal ranges. Functional medicine, holistic medicine, we look at optimal ranges. We don't want you to be in a normal range. You need to be in an optimal range. And this is why often your lab work comes back, the doctor says everything's normal, there's nothing wrong. But you're like, is it just in my head? Like, I don't feel normal, I don't feel healthy, there's clearly something wrong. It's because the doctor's looking at the normal range. We don't want a normal range. We want an optimal range. One example of this is that vitamin D is vital for energy. The normal range for vitamin D, as long as you are over 20 nanograms per milliliter, 20, your doctor will say you are fine. If you're under 20, he'll say you're deficient. As long as you are 20 or above, you are fine. That is the normal range. You are not functioning if you are under 80, guys. 80 nanograms per milliliter. That is an optimal range. So you're not producing hormones effectively. You're not producing energy. You're not thinking optimally. Your cell membranes are suffering. These are all the things that are happening if you don't have enough vitamin D. Yet the doctor says, oh, your level's 25. You're fine. You're normal. No, you need to be at 80. So if you get lab work done, make sure you are getting optimal ranges. You need to be in the optimal ranges, not the normal ranges. When I got Hashimoto's, when I tested my thyroid in 2022, My lab work came back normal. The doctor's like, you're fine. Come back in 6 months. It's a little bit high, but you're still within range. Come back in 6 months. And then if it's gone higher, we'll put you on medicine. And I looked at those ranges from an optimal standpoint, and I'm like, this is clearly Hashimoto's here. My antibodies are high, my thyroid's under attack. The doctor's saying to me, no, you're fine, don't worry. It's still like in the normal range. If it's higher in 6 months, we'll put you on medication. Not a chance. Look at the optimal ranges and you will catch things early. I caught it early. Within 8 months, I'd reversed it. If I had listened to the doctor at the time, I would have waited, done nothing for 6 months. My thyroid would have got worse and she would have wanted to put me on chronic medication. So optimal ranges. And then looking after your detox pathways. Like I say, you've got to be cleaning out your liver. You've got to be making sure you're getting rid of toxins on a daily basis and not bringing more toxins in, like limiting the amount of toxins you're exposed to. And then, of course, you want to check your mental health. Live in alignment with your values. Do things that you enjoy. Try not to sweat the small stuff. Take time for yourself. Set some boundaries. Ask for help. Do whatever it takes, guys. Your mental health journey is going to be very different to mine and the person next to you. That's why I say do whatever it takes. We'll have to do a whole nother talk just on mental health. And then the last aspect of how to fix it is your supplements. I've already run through supplements with you, so I'm not going to go into detail with all of these, but this is from top to bottom what I would say in terms of importance. Is your magnesium, your methylated B vitamins, your vitamin D, omega-3s, NAC and glutathione. That would be to support detoxification, like either one of those two. And then CoQ10 in some cases, not for everybody, but in some cases that can really support as well. So this is my personal non-negotiables for energy. My habits include morning sunlight, hydration with 2 to 3 liters of water a day, and I add a little bit of Celtic sea salt into it to help get that water into my cell, into the mitochondria. I focus on protein, eating enough protein every day to balance my blood sugars. I eat lots of colorful fruits and vegetables. I do daily liver support. I'm always looking after my detox pathways, whether that's through like my skin products and everything are pretty clean, not trying to avoid taking toxins in. And then I take supplements every day and I walk and I do like hot yoga and stuff like that to support detox pathways. So whatever that needs to look like for you. And then I walk 7,000 to 8,000 steps a day. On a bad day, that might be 4,000. On a really good day, that might be 12,000. But I aim to average 7,000 to 8,000 a day. That was not easy for me to do because I sit all day behind my computer, but with intentionality, I'm able to do that. But it doesn't happen naturally. It's still not an easy thing for me to do. I have to prioritize it. And I do. When I choose to do that, it becomes easy. And it's the same thing for you guys. You can do the same thing. And then sleep hygiene. I really try my best to look after my sleep. There's 100% room for improvement there. But I put a lot of time and effort into getting good sleep, and I try not let anything interfere with it. Then the supplements that I take personally is methylated B vitamins, vitamin D, omega-3s, magnesium, glutathione and NAC, and then I do take CoQ10 when needed, not all the time. So those are my energy specific non-negotiable supplements. I don't take them individually at the moment. I take everything in vitamin G. So my current vitamin G routine for me looks like in the morning, I take my gut shield and my NAC. In the afternoon, I take inflammation shield or detox shield. I'll go between the two. Will alternate them. And then that's what I've got now, my inflammation shield. And then in the evenings, I drink stress shield and NAC before bed again. That's my current routine, what works for me. Maybe next year I'll change it up again, just depending on what my body needs at the time. So at vitamin G, a lot of you are familiar with the blends, but this is one of the solutions that we can offer you to help you support your energy production. What we would recommend, this was a hard one. Like every masterclass I do, there's like 1 or 2 products that really support whatever I'm talking about. But this was a tricky one because literally every single one of our products support good energy levels, and mitochondrial health. So looking at it, anyone that you use is going to help improve your energy. But what we would recommend as the ultimate energy solution kit, especially if you're just starting out, is what we call our gratitude bundle. And that is your gut shield, which is going to help rebalance and repair your gut to help absorb the nutrients from your food and get them into the blood. It's also got a small amount of omegas in there, but nothing, not too many omegas. We're focusing more on the absorption and breaking down of your food and healing your gut lining. Then your inflammation shield is going to support your mitochondrial health and make sure it's getting the nutrients it needs. It's got your antioxidants, your magnesium, your vitamin D, all the things that your mitochondria need to turn your food into ATP is in inflammation shield. And then our detox shield is going to help you with that oxidative stress, and it's going to help remove the toxins so that the ATP being used or being created, you can use to live life, not so that it's being used to remove toxins. So this is what we would suggest for you. It's sold on the website as a gratitude bundle. If you wanted to, you could do some add-ons. This is why I say it was so difficult to see which ones would be the most supportive. So you can add on your stress shield if you feel like stress is a massive contributing factor to why you're tired, or sleep, not being able to sleep is contributing to your fatigue. Then I would recommend that you bring the stress shield in, and drinking that before bed. That's really going to help. There are methylated B vitamins, there's magnesium, there's vitamin D, so also methylation or mitochondria supported nutrients in there. And then you can pair it with the balance oil too if you would like to, or not pair it with stress shield, but you can add on the balance oil as well, and that's going to help with the inflammation, give you those healthy omega-3s and help make your cell membranes really nice and fluid so that the nutrients can be absorbed and your toxins can be released. So here's a few reviews you can see just on the inflammation shield with regards to energy. I'm not going to run through all of these with you because we've got hundreds on the website. These were just a few about energy. Like, I don't think I'll ever be without it in my life. This is my saving grace. One of the best products I've ever used. Absolutely wonderful. 2 weeks in and I can feel the difference. I'm sleeping better and feel more energetic. The headaches are a thing of the past. I'm able to focus better on work activities and my mood has improved. And then Lizzie had to say that I no longer struggle to concentrate at work and have persistent brain fog. I can't remember the last time I was this productive without needing BioPlus twice a day, because we are feeding her mitochondria. So you don't have to rely on the coffee. You don't have to rely on the BioPlus. We are feeding your mitochondria with the nutrients it never had before. And now all of a sudden it's spitting out ATP like crazy and you're feeling amazing. The gut shield as well. People just having so much benefit with sleep and energy. Elaine said sleep is better and I'm in menopause. I have less hot flushes, more energy and less bloating. Overall, super happy. Gut Shield is the ultimate 5-star product. I love it and I will advocate for it always. Denise said, I had tons of energy, improved skin and stronger nails. The best of all, I was able to sleep 8 hours a night without the insomnia. Well worth the investment to see the changes. So I'm not going to run through all of them, but they are on our website, guys. If you look at the product, if you go to the product page, you will see all the reviews under there as well. So many people just having a lot of improvements with energy when they are on these various products. And for you guys, as always, for attending our masterclass live, we are so grateful for your time. We would love to offer you a 15% discount. So please save the code ENERGY15. You cannot pair it with the current Black Friday sale. Okay, so save this code and use it next month when Black Friday deal is done. If you haven't got the Black Friday, jump onto the website. Oh my goodness, it is a very, very big sale. But for you guys only, for the masterclass, use Energy 15 at checkout. and you will get your discount. Mika, if you just want to pop a link to the website in the chat, that would be great, please. Oh, you already did. Thank you. Thank you. Then, bonus number 2 for Masterclass attendees is as I said to you earlier on, that I have a second business of unlimited you health coaching, and I run a monthly membership called the Health Mastery Academy. We actually have a few members from Health Mastery on the call this evening as well, and I would love to invite you as a masterclass attendee. I would love to invite you to come join me for 30 days inside the Health Mastery Academy. And for attendees, when you join, you are able to bring a friend with you for free, absolutely no cost. The more accountability and support you have, the higher your chance of success in reaching your goals. And let's be honest, the more fun it is as well. So much better when you're doing it with somebody else compared to making these changes on your own. So I would love to invite you to come work with me personally for 30 days inside Health Mastery. We do have our live coaching call next week. So if you've got questions about lab work, or where do you get started on this journey of regaining your energy and overcoming fatigue, I can coach you directly on our call next week and work with you on that. So when you jump into Health Mastery, you will, for the next 30 days, you're actually going to get a very simple, super simple meal plan that you can follow or play around with. So I'm going to show you exactly what you can eat. It's not There's a lot of flexibility, guys. When you jump into Health Mastery, you're not going onto a diet. I'm just teaching you how you can eat for energy, how you can eat to reduce your inflammation. And I promise you now, you're not going to be eating steamed broccoli and like grilled chicken. Okay, that's gross. That's not what you eat in Health Mastery. You're eating amazing, yummy food. Lizzie can testify to this. Magritte can testify to this. Like super yummy food. You're going to get a shopping list and a whole preparation guide as well. You'll get access to me via our WhatsApp group, and you'll get access to live coaching, our live group coaching. You will be then given direct access to our members only community for more support and accountability. So it's not just me answering your questions or helping you out, but you've got a whole community of like-minded women to help you as well. And then as a bonus, this month we are going to do a Healthy Through the Holidays challenge, which is going to be a lot of fun because a lot of us like completely let ourselves go over the holidays, and then we start the year out like we've eaten too much, we've drank too much, we've gained a lot of weight, our energy's in the toilet, our guts, like our IBS is all over the place, and we rested, but like we don't necessarily feel great. And I want you guys, I'm definitely going to enjoy the holidays. I want you guys to enjoy the holidays. And it's not about being on a diet or anything, but you need to know how to navigate the holidays without throwing in the towel completely. So that's what I'm going to teach you guys. How can you enjoy the end year functions, the Christmas parties, the big Christmas lunch, and all these different things that you're going to do? How can you enjoy all those things without throwing in the towel? And that's where we're going to jump into the Healthy Through the Holidays little challenge. So I would love for you guys to come join me. It's only 330 Rand for the month. So Mika, if you haven't already, please drop that link. I need to note that the platform that I run Health Mastery on is US based. Therefore, the price on the website is shown in dollars. It's shown at $17. You can use a South African card. Half the members inside are South African. You are not going to get any international fees. You're not going to get any funny things. Your standard card like FNB or Standard Bank or whatever it is, you will see it come up as Health Mastery. So you're not going to get any kind of weird fees. You don't need a credit card, anything like that. So I'd love to invite you to come join me. And that's that, my friends. Let's embark on this. I'm losing my words. Let's embark on this healing journey together. And here is to a healthier, happier you. Let's end 2024 off strong so that we can go into 2025 on the best note possible. I would love to take your questions. So either in the chat or feel free to unmute yourself. If you've got a question, I know I've shared a lot of information with you. Any questions on energy, on lab work? Any questions on vitamin G or on health mastery? Let's see. Nez asked, does apple cider vinegar before every meal stabilize your blood sugar? Yes, Nez, it does help. It definitely helps to stabilize your blood sugar. So if you drink a little bit of apple cider vinegar and water before you eat, or you put apple cider vinegar over your food, it's like the most amazing salad dressing. If you've never tried it, just put a little bit of apple cider vinegar over your salad. It does help to lower or to stabilize blood sugar levels. But if you're going to drink a little bit of apple cider vinegar before dinner and then eat a bowl of pasta, like you can't expect that to not have a blood sugar spike. Like you need to be realistic. It's going to support, but it's not going to fix everything. If you're going to have that little apple cider vinegar and then like have a big slab of chocolate, it's not going to do very much. So within reason, yes, it does work. Any other questions? We normally get a ton of questions at the end of this. Okay, so let me ask you, do you feel confident? Say yes or no in the chat. Do you feel confident that you can start producing more energy daily now? Like this time, let's say 3 months from now, if I ask you that question on a scale of 1 to 10, where is your energy level? Can you say that you are at an 8, 9, or 10? And if not, that's fine, but put it in the chat. Because if not, you should be asking me some questions now. Are apple cider gummy sweets as effective? No, Nez. Apple cider vinegar gummy sweets, you have to look at the ingredients. Normally the gummy sweets have artificial colorants. They normally have sugar in them, which is quite funny because you're going to take apple cider vinegar to balance blood sugars and you're going to take sugar. They could have artificial sweeteners. So there's no need, like gummy is a processed food, right? And don't take anything in processed form if you can get it in whole food form. With the help of vitamin G products. Oh, that's very sweet. Keen to look into the methylation. Yeah, research methylation. It's amazing. It's such a big topic. I just shared with you tonight like the role of methylation in helping with energy production, but methylation is a huge, huge, huge area. It's involved in protecting you from cancer. Impaired methylation problems set you up for higher risks of cancer. This is why we have to support our methylation pathways. It protects us from disease, or it sets us up to develop disease. I wish more people knew about it and understood it, because it changed my fatigue. It changed my future completely when I got that sorted out. How much healthy fat is a portion to have with a meal? Good question. So the standard would be like, it's really difficult to measure it this way, but they say the size of your thumb. So if like your protein was the size of your palm, your fat would be the size of your thumb. So that would be like a quarter of an avocado or something like that. But there's no, it depends what you also want to do. So just for everyday health, like you're not trying to get super metabolically flexible or anything like that, you can do about 60 to 70 grams of fat a day. And most people get a lot more than that and they don't realize it. But 60 to 70 grams, if you are really cutting back on your carbs and you're trying to become more metabolically flexible, I'm not talking about keto, but you trying to live on a more high protein, moderate fat, low carb, your macros, and again, this depends on how active you are, it depends on your age, it depends on your weight, but a kind of nice baseline, an initial baseline to follow would be about 100 grams of protein, about 70 grams of 60 to 70 grams of fat, and then no more than about 75 grams of carbs, which is low. An apple is 45 grams. So it just depends on what you're aiming for. You can go up to 150 grams of carbs as well. Like 150 is okay. you'll still, it's not, shouldn't be too much to affect blood sugars and things. Does that answer your question, Margriet? Okay. The information you gave tonight, is it online? Uh, yes, Rini, you can research. I'm not too sure what you mean. Is it online? So you can do your own research. I encourage you. Anything I share with you guys, go and research more on your own. These master classes are to give you some insights and some guidance, but please go and do your own research and see how what I'm sharing can fit into your own life. So you can Google anything. There's great books that you can read on what I'm sharing about energy. I think it's called the Energy Blueprint. Dr. Evan Hirsch, I'll put it in the chat. Dr. Evan Hirsch, the energy doctor. He has a lot of really good information. He's a colleague of mine, absolutely amazing guy. So you can Google him. He's got some really good courses and not courses, but like resources. Should you take the gratitude bundle in a particular order? Nez. So you can mix them up. That we've made vitamin G easy for you to take. So you can take it in whatever way works for you. But what we recommend if you're using gratitude bundle is drink your gut shield in the morning. With or before breakfast. So that's going to prime your digestive system. There's a very, very small amount of caffeine in Gut Shield due to the green tea extract in there. So we say drink it in the morning. Then your inflammation shield, you can drink in the afternoon, maybe between like 11 and 1 o'clock, sometime between 11 and 1, because that's going to help with that afternoon, like to minimize that afternoon energy crash and like the sweet cravings that you can get, the sugar cravings in the afternoon. But you can drink Inflammation Shield and Gut Shield at any time of day up to, I would say, 4 or 5 o'clock. You don't really want to drink it after that. And then Detox Shield, you can drink later in the day. Again, any time of day for these things. But if from the gratitude bundle, I personally like to do Gut Shield in the morning, Detox Shield in round about midday. I'm sorry, Inflammation Shield midday. And then Detox Shield, I'll do maybe 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. And sometimes I even do it a little bit later, closer to bed. So there's no energy production stuff in Detox Shield. So you've got a lot of flexibility with that blend. Where do I find the ingredients for the doses of each of your products? So, Manira, Mika, can you just drop the website link again, please? Manira, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. On our website, on every single product page, there is an image of our full ingredient label. Like we haven't hidden anything from you guys. It is exactly there, all the doses, everything. So just go to the product page and then swipe the images and you will see the doses there. Are methylation vitamins necessary if you don't have the MTHFR issue? No. So methylation nutrients are not necessary if you don't have MTHFR issues. However, if you do take methylated nutrients without MTHFR, like even though you're fine, it's not going to do any harm. Like you're not going to cause any problems. It's just going to enhance your energy, and it's going to enhance the inflammation protecting agents in your body. So it's not necessary. You'll get benefit from it, but it's also not harmful. So this is why I normally say to people, if you've never done your genetics test and you don't know if you have that impairment, take a methylated nutrient anyway, because you don't know, rather be safe than sorry, and there's a 46% chance that you've got it. So D, I think you did your DNA test, but so you don't have to use methylated, but if you do, it's not going to hurt. If I wanted to start on one product first, what would you recommend? Naval, are you still on the call with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you mind if you want to talk? Can I ask you some questions?
Sure, sure.
Okay. in order for me to recommend the best product for you, can you share with me if you have any specific diagnosis or any specific symptoms, like your biggest symptoms at the moment, most concerning?
Um, yes, so I am on cholesterol medication,
Hmm.
Aspavor, and then I'm on regular contraceptive pill, and then I'm on anxiety medication. I do struggle a lot with IBS as well, like constant constipation. And then I have been on vitamin D for vitamin D deficiency, and then iron as well. I stopped taking the iron and vitamin D without my doctor knowing because I feel like that gives me the constipation and that's just discomfort all the time.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm no longer on that, but and I'm not supplementing it with anything else. Um, I feel like my energy levels are just dropped completely. I'm tired. Even I have a good night rest, I'm still tired when I wake up. And I am trying to exercise. So I exercise about 3 to 4 times a week for about a half an hour, 40
Really?
minutes, just walking. But still find that I'm very, very tired. So I think that this is obviously the first step in trying to correct that.
Okay. So thank you for sharing that. There's a lot going on there, and it's interesting because I promise you now, everything you've mentioned,
Mhm.
the cholesterol, anxiety, sleep, all these different things will all tie back to the
Yeah.
same, probably two or three root causes.
Yeah.
Um, so if you only were going to start on one blend,
Yeah.
what I would suggest for you, like we've got to fix the IBS, but there would be
Yes.
high levels of inflammation due to the high cholesterol. You know, there's high inflammation in your body.
Yes.
And there would also be a lot of inflammation and sluggish liver due to the medications that you on, even the birth control.
Hmm.
So what I would suggest for you is start for 1 month on Inflammation Shield.
Okay.
Now, I didn't feature it on the presentation, and I don't have it here, it's in my bedroom. Um, we have capsules called NAC. I don't know if you've seen them or not. It's not in a tub like this. And NAC is a detoxifying nutrient. So,
The one with the purple label.
yes, yes,
Okay.
it is a capsule. But
Yeah.
if you could do the Inflammation Shield and the NAC together. Now,
Okay.
NAC, you take one in the morning, you take one in the evening. That's going to help detoxify the body. It's going to help clean out the gut a little bit, and it's going to improve your sleep, which is great. Then the
Okay.
inflammation shield is going to support your mitochondria, and it's going to help start to reduce that inflammation.
Hmm.
After 1 month, because with most of our products, we do say please stay on them for about 90 days.
Yeah.
This isn't the case for everyone, but to allow it to do that deep cellular repair and rebalancing, we want to see you on it for 90 days. But in your case, because we want to treat the gut, that's the most important thing. I would
Yes.
say just do inflammation shield for 1 month. So we start to bring that inflammation down, we start to feed your mitochondria, and we start to get the digestive system working a little bit more because you will feel a improvement in constipation because of the
Yes.
magnesium in our inflammation shield. So do it for a month, then stop the inflammation shield and switch over to gut. You do the gut
Okay.
shield and the NAC. And that's
Okay.
when I would say stick with it for 3 months. So we
Okay.
allow
So
the gut shield to build up.
okay. So then NAC would be twice a day, and then in the inflammation shield, I could do that once, like in the morning.
One in the morning, one in the evening.
Also twice a day.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, no, the inflammation shield.
Yes.
No, just once a day. Just once a
Okay.
day. And you can do it in the morning, the afternoon, doesn't matter.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see, any other questions? Um, no, is that all, guys? I've kept you now a lot longer than I was going to. But all right, so we are not doing a masterclass in December because I'm taking a very needed holiday that I cannot wait for. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to be at home and it's going to be amazing. Um, how do we book a private discussion of what to take from your products? Nez, do you want to just email me? This is for everybody. Net. email us directly. If you guys don't know what products to take, email me, say, this is my diagnosis or this is my symptom. When we know that, if I know your diagnosis, I pretty much can already tell what the root cause is. Or if I know your symptoms. So email us your symptoms, your diagnosis, and then we'll come back to you with the best blends for you. If we need more information, I'll ask you more information, but you don't have to give us this whole long history, just your symptoms, your diagnosis. If we need more information, we'll email and ask you. And then I promise you, I'm going to read that and I'll come back to you with exactly what we would recommend for you guys. So I'm wishing you all the most incredible end of the year. I want to thank each and every one of you for offering up your time to be with me, not just tonight, but on all the other masterclasses this year. Thank you for supporting the masterclasses. Thank you for supporting Vitamin G. Thank you for supporting us and putting your trust into us and into our products. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your health journey. It's so much fun doing this with you guys. Whether you are a customer using the products or whether you have partnered with me this year as a client and we've worked together, it's just been incredible. And I'm so, so, so grateful to you guys for your constant support, your openness, your trust. And I wish you an amazing, amazing end of the year. Please crush the rest of 2024. And when I say crush it, I mean make the most of it. Like if that means you need to rest, then rest. If it means that you want to clean out your closet, then clean out your closet. But like just do whatever you want to do with the rest of 2024. Make sure you do something for yourself. But I'm wishing you amazing holidays. Please stay safe. And then I will see you back in January, the last Wednesday of January, and we will kick off our 2025 Masterclass series. If there's any specific topic you want me to cover, put it in the chat or email me. I'm going to send out a questionnaire tomorrow. Fill it in the questionnaire. I don't know what you want to learn. So tell me what you want to learn about, and I'll put a class together for you. All right, guys, have a wonderful evening. Take care. Bye.